Over the past few years, the people around me, my friends, my relatives, my loved ones, and overall just people that I know, friends of friends, have caught depression somehow out of the nowhere. And suicide rates, as well as depression overall as a whole, as a clinical disease, has increased over the past few years. But why is this? What even is classified as depression? According to today's society, depression is a chemical imbalance which causes someone to constantly feel depressed and have a lack of interest completely. And according to today's society, like I said, this can be caught by anyone at any time out of the air, literally like freaking cancer, and there really is no cure for it. However, this is complete BS. I'm here to tell you that this is complete BS because I refuse to believe that when our lives are the easiest they've ever been, men do not have to provide for their family, they don't have to go to war. Our lives are the most comfortable they've ever been, that nowadays is when suicide rates are the highest, and somehow people are just getting depressed out of the air because of no freaking reason. Andrew Tate has his own personal opinion on this, and I would like to elaborate on this. So he personally says that clinical depression is not a real thing, that clinical depression is simply not a real disease. Feeling depressed, the feeling of sadness is a real thing. And this is why so many people believe that they're clinically depressed when in reality they're just having regular mood swings and they're just sad as a whole. He also states that if you do not believe in this, and which he says he also stated that he does not believe in it, it cannot get you and it cannot get him. And I completely agree with this because we've all been in this situation in which sometimes we just feel depressed and we just feel sad for absolutely no reason, or at least that's what we think in our brain. And we've all been in this situation. You just get like a feelings of depression for absolutely no reason. And this is not clinical depression. This is not a disease that you just caught from the air. This is a consequence of the lifestyle that you have. This may sound a bit vague and ridiculous, but you must search deeper and realize that this makes complete sense. Just think about it. The reason why most of us feel depressed nowadays is not because we just catch it from the air or because of whatever they want to tell us, whatever the media wants to tell us, whatever the Matrix wants to tell us. It is literally because men have become so feminized today, our lives have become so comfortable that our lives become so repetitive that it is so easy to, in the world that we live in today, to just lose track and lose purpose and lose our masculinity, lose that sense of progression, that our lives are just simply meaningless. We don't progress, we don't get feelings of accomplishments anymore. We don't have that childish, that masculine sex drive anymore. And this is the reason why so many thousands of people are becoming more and more depressed in the world that we live in today. I'm here to offer you today that if you so choose to, no matter where you are in life, no matter if they told you that you're depressed or you think you're depressed and you're victimizing yourself, because that's something that I really want to praise here, that I feel like too many people nowadays claim to have depression. They victimize themselves as an excuse to live a boring life of instant gratification and just do stupid shit because I had a tough life and now I'm depressed and whatever. But I truly believe, just like Andrew Tate says, that you can take full control of your life as long as you want. You can take full control of your life. You can change your circumstances no matter how hard it is. It is still possible. Anything is possible as long as you want it to be. Simply, it is like, I'm not saying it is easy. I know there's actual people that have it a lot more tough than others out there. However, it is not impossible. You can change your life right now. No matter if you've been diagnosed with clinical depression, Even if clinical depression is an actual chemical imbalance in the brain, no matter if it's real or not, it is not true that it cannot be changed and that you need antidepressants to cure it. This is simply not the case. As long as you put in the work and you delay gratification, meaning that you choose to prioritize your future self over your present self, that the time that you have right now, you use it productively, you sacrifice your comfort, your time, and your pleasures that you can have right now, YouTube, junk food, everything. You sacrifice that and you actually practice self-love. Depression is not going to get you, even though it sounds vague. Just think about it. If you don't believe in something, action rises from belief. As long as you don't believe in it, your actions will you will literally meet your own expectations. Depression is not real, and it's not going to get me. And due to that, you're going to start practicing more self-love. You're going to start hitting the gym, meditating, and eating healthier, which is eventually going to give you a lot better mental health. Of course it is. Because what happens is that the reason why so many people are depressed, and the reason why I say this in quotations, is because, like I said before, too many people use this as a claim. They claim that they're depressed simply as an excuse to live a shitty life. And nobody is going to argue with me on this, because this is true. And like I said, even if it's clinical depression, even if you've actually been clinically diagnosed, and the reason why I say that in parentheses, in quotations as well, is because it is also not a disease like cancer. Even if it is a chemical imbalance in the brain, this chemical imbalance is very likely something that you caused to yourself. Like, it's not something that you just caught from the air. Because even if it is that, because that I do believe it is a chemical imbalance in the brain. Like, I'm not gonna argue against that. However, what causes that chemical imbalance in the first place? Your bad habits, your comfortable life which you live right now. Because what happens is that depression is literally your brain telling you that you need to change right now. Your life needs to change. You need better habits. Give me better food. And if you choose to overindulge in whatever gratification you give yourself because you choose to take the easy path rather than facing responsibility, then that is your choice. Depression is literally your choice. So like I said, depression is a chemical imbalance in the brain. However, too many people today claim to have depression, when in reality it's just the outcome of their shitty life, their shitty lifestyle, the shitty food that they put in themselves, the lack of activity, lack of self-love. And the people that are actually clinically diagnosed, even if they are clinically diagnosed, the reason why they're clinically diagnosed is because they put that on themselves. They brought that chemical imbalance into their brain themselves because they keep on living that same shitty lifestyle. Just like someone that gets a stroke or a heart attack at 30 years old, I'm pretty sure he brought that on himself by living a shitty lifestyle, eating junk food, eating so much trash food, and not taking care of his body. So whether it's real or not, whether clinical depression is real, or only the feelings of depression are real, no matter what, it is still your choice if you want to be depressed or stay having with the same feelings of depression. It is your choice if you want to be that, or if you want to look forward and become that masculine man and look for a brighter future by delaying gratification. Do it for your future self.